Zzz, zzz, zzz.
Group chats are a time. Group chats are a time.
You're the one who said mom soil.
Nope.
Why is your phone loud? Who authorized that?
I was in too many group chats at once. I didn't have
There's
time to
only
mute
two of
it. Too many. Jesus Christ alive. I'm talking about mom soil in one chat and how anything can be a straw in another chat, James.
Only if you suck hard enough.
There's a lot going on. Alright. Well, one of these group chats, like, goes off once every, like, 2 months, so...
And it happened, like, 2 minutes ago.
And neither of us instigated it, so... Alright, we got 4 minutes to talk to
4
the
minutes
people.
to jibber jabber?
Yeah. Witty banter. They don't trademark it.
We both just took a deep breath and said nothing. This banter's the wittiest.
It's been a really long day. It was like a good day, but it was just a long day. It's been a good weekend.
The parents in the room will know, like, those days with a toddler where, like, things were pretty good the whole time, but it was, like, a lot.
Or things were really good the whole time, and then you get to, like, the end of the day, and it's just not good, because that's kind of what happened. He just got overtired.
Crashed and burned.
Everyone
Like
in this
napalm.
room had a lot of, like, overstimulation all at once, together. And
Never been to a toddler rave? Because we did.
so then we came home, and everyone, I think everyone was just a little short-fused with each other.
Sit like L so I can unveil the mysteries of this godforsaken, miserable...
I have never been more in love with you than in this moment.
Really?
You made a really great reference. I'm fine. Everything's fine.
He's probably been asleep for a little while. We should have started a sleep timer, probably.
I was gonna start it at 20.
Okay.
Because he was still rambunctious at 17.
You ever partaken in musical theater?
And it's the love is waning, waning down.
Because you're not gonna like what I have to say.
Here's the thing: is a lot of the Wicked fans will agree. What you have to say. The second act of Wicked is not good. And anyone that says differently is delusional.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say gay. In this, the month of Pride, how dare you?
I didn't. You did. Wait a minute.
I'm framing you. This is how framing you works.
I don't want to be framed. The first half is so good, and then they somehow made...
Is it?
Is it? We already talked about that one. We're leaving it alone. The second act of Wicked is just so unnecessary, and also...
Bad.
They extended it in the movie and made it longer and added more songs to the part no one cares about.
I gotta...
James has been ranting about it literally since he stopped watching it. I was falling asleep to his ranting last night about Wicked.
That's true.
Because he has some feelings. He yelled in the car on the way to church about Wicked. Every time I get him going, he just tumbles out like word vomit. All his opinion.
It's really hard to keep everything straight. There's a lot.
You took notes, right? That's supposed to help you. It's the most notes you've taken in a minute, so
I haven't taken that many notes in like months.
I hope you actually reference some of them, because I know sometimes you get lost in the plot thing over here. I'm just curious what your thoughts were. If you follow us on Instagram or Facebook.
You took a picture of me.
I did.
What point in the movie was it when you took the picture?
Oh, it was very early on because I just looked over. I can tell you exactly what time it was, but I don't know if I can tell you when in the movie it was. But I looked over and that was your face.
I believe I looked like
Yeah, and I like scrambled to grab my phone before it wasn't authentic anymore.
this hat is a coffee shop up in Round Rock, Texas called Waterloo Coffee Company. They make terrific coffee. Uh and I really like the hat manufacturer that they use. But so it's this coffee shop that's in an old house, right? And the bottom floor of it is like coffee shop, but you can go up the stairs, and the top floor of it is all this like kid cafe where it's just like a play area for kids, but they've got one part that's set up to look like a genuine cafe, and we take our son there every once in a while, and it's just a really good coffee shop, and I think like four people work there ever. There's never more than two people working there at any point in time that
It's
we've been
so
there.
tiny.
It's really little, but they make a really good latte and a good cappuccino and a good lots of different coffees. So, anytime anyone's in the Austin area, I highly recommend them. Not sponsored, but damn, I wish I was.
I was not paying attention because I was talking about the photo. Did you tell them that there's a kids play cafe at top?
Yeah, I said that.
Okay, just want to make sure.
I harped on it for like a minute.
Okay. I was typing about where you could find the photo.
Should put the photo on Discord. So send me the photo.
I was like,
just send it to
my
me.
brain literally
Send
short circuited. I was like,
send it to
I
me.
can't do that.
I'll take care of it. And then we have to go live about this thing.
Well, yeah, we're already 2 minutes behind.
Running late.
Well, our witty banter took a little while to get started. All right.
Fucking cruel note.
What did you say? Yeah, maybe not all your notes should be read aloud. Ready in 3, 2, 1. You can't hear it, or maybe you can, but James is absolutely dying of laughter right now. I'm America. This is CityWavesCinema, and we watched Wicked for Good, and James has not shut up about it at all.
Okay.
Oh, we turned the mic away from me.
It needs to be in between us, and you always point it at you.
That's because if you don't point at me, I'm very quiet on the recording. There's a reason for everything that I do.
Yeah, but now the mic settings have all changed, so you gotta chill out.
Okay.
Okay. Listen. I am not opposed to musical theater. I am not opposed to Broadway, the end of that street in England.
The West End?
Yeah, that one. I'm not opposed to that. I'm not even opposed to people who enjoy it. But, boy, have you guys produced some of the most terrible media?
That's where this was going?
Think about what we have consumed for this show. There have been several musical theater things that I've enjoyed tremendously. What was that last one? We just did a musical.
Chicago.
Yeah, Chicago. Banger. Great movie. Great movie. I'm sure the play is also tremendous. And to be very, very, very clear, I have not seen any of these shows on stage. And seeing it on stage is different.
The only musical, like Broadway level musical you've seen on stage is Book of Mormon.
And that was fucking phenomenal. And I'm sure if they made a movie about it, I'd like that too. So, we reviewed Wicked Part 1 some time ago for this show. And I had like neutral things to say about it. Because like it was fine. The performances were all performed. The visual effects were like vomit to my eyes. And listen, none of it was like bad, but it was too much. That was the thing of it, right?
It's fucking Oz.
And
The whole point of Oz is too much.
is it?
Yeah.
This play's about us.
You're gonna hear that several times tonight.
Probably. So, when it came time to watch Wicked for good, I was prepped in advance that it's not very good. Musical theater people around me were like, it's just not that great. There's not a lot of like super memorable musical numbers, and the plot gets like kind of shaky here and there. Those people lied to me personally. It's terrible.
I was like, I did not lie.
It's so, I can't say it's forgettable because it will live eternally in my brain as a story that just shouldn't have been. You could stop the story of this play with the first movie, and I think that would be fine. Tremendous, even. You don't need to go for more. You've established the Wicked Witch, you've established Glinda, and you can just be like, and then the Wizard of Oz happens, and
Y'all know the
everything's
story from there.
hunky-dory. It's all tremendous. But instead, whoever wrote this, the book, and then Stephen Schwartz, they decided that we needed to know even more things and then forgot to tell us them. And they were like, we need even more songs, and then forgot to write them until like the last minute. You could convince me that the good song from this movie, what's it called?
For good.
Sure. You could tell me that that was a B-side of the first half of the musical, and I'd be like, yeah, because all the rest of the songs are irrelevant. Like super forgettable wastes of time.
I agree with you. I do know that there will be some Wicked purists who say No Good Deed is a really banger song, but really?
Art is subjective, so you are allowed to think that. And guess what? I'm allowed to think this. So, let's look at some statistics and then get into the weeds, okay? This movie is 137 minutes long. You could call it 2 hours and change without the credits. There's simply not that much story to tell. Or, and this is the worst case scenario, there's much more story they should have gotten around to, and it should have been longer. This movie tragically finds itself in a scenario where it's the right amount of time for a film, but the story doesn't fit the right amount of time for a film. The story should have been maybe like hour 20, hour 30 at most, or 3.5 hours to get into all the things that they start, because it is a story where many things are started and not all of them are finished, and almost none of them are dug into enough to make someone give a fuck. Okay? Which is tragic because I wanted to care. I wanted to care so much because the concept of Wicked is sick as hell. You mean the story from The Wizard of Oz isn't exactly what it was cracked up to be, and there's more that was going on behind the scenes? and we could like think about it in a new way and approach it a little differently. And you know, the Wizard of Oz, it's fucking old as shit. So like we could really like do something cool with it. That's awesome. And then this first half was okay. And then this second half was like, you get a participation medal for trying musical theater out and doing your best. There is a stacked cast, a cinematographer who's competent, and a director who is very, very talented. And they came together to fart this movie out as hard as they could.
People are gonna kill you.
I don't give a fuck. The whole start of this show was me shitting on Harry Potter again and again and again. You think I care what the Wicked fans think?
They be crazy.
Oh no, they were all Harry Potter fans too.
Venn diagrams, not circles.
Every part of a Venn diagram is a circle. Sometimes they're the same. They made this movie for $150 million, and it made them $500 million. Round of applause, very successful. Everyone got a nice paycheck and a pat on the back. Hooray, hooray, hooray. Now we can stop doing press for it. And everyone can go back to their lives and try to get healthy after the nightmare that was production. Hooray. Okay, it's been 9 minutes. Let's do the plot. And maybe some notes that I have that are not offensive. I'll have to pick and choose. There are several things that are true about this movie, and one is it's about us. Okay?
That's 2 for those that are keeping track at home.
That will probably be brought up at least one more time.
Make a drinking game.
I'm going to be very apolitical here. You do not have to subscribe to one particular brand of politics in the United States of America to watch this movie and go, oh, this is a movie about politics in some ways.
In a lot of ways.
Anything that has to do with being in the Emerald City, the scene is propaganda. And it's not like subtle. It reminds me, to take it to one of the most famous or infamous rather instances of propaganda in history. It reminds me of Hanoi Hannah and the recordings from Vietnam, where American GIs on the ground in Vietnam experiencing hell were constantly being broadcasted to by a voice they dubbed Hanoi Hannah, who was telling them constantly that they were being tricked by their government, they were being left here to die, all this just horrendous propaganda being shoved at the Americans. Tremendous tactics on the whole, to be honest. Whether it worked or not is up in the air. It's that level of on the nose propaganda that Madame Morrible wages against Elphaba. Okay? Every scene Morrible is in, she is talking into a microphone attached to some complicated ass green and brass apparatus that is broadcasting across the entire Emerald City about how Elphaba is like, okay, it's a PG-ish, PG-13-ish movie, so like they don't say anything like truly heinous, but like to the effect of like, she's gonna come around and eat all your pets and fuck your dad, okay? Like, Elphaba is out here to get your ass.
I mean, she does say that she's there to kill them all. Multiple times. All of Oz.
Now, normally in the United States, when a media conglomerate opts to villainize a person, they will attempt to do so twisting some amount of kernel of truth into a horrible twister of lies and deceit and madness. And that's how they'll get you, right? Somehow, Elphaba has done nothing and will continue to do basically nothing for the whole movie besides show up and have bad things happen to her. And she will be the villain for all of us.
Kind of the point of this.
This movie is laughable to someone who has a brain. Now, we must consider, dear readers.
No one's reading.
Shh. Hush you. No one in Oz is thinking about things. Everyone took to heart life is painless when you're brainless from the first movie and opted to all be Scarecrow. They said, I don't need to think. The government tells me what to think, and I agree. You can draw your own parallels to the way political parties in this country behave, especially the extremists on both sides of that aisle. It's the same. You can be mad at me if you want. It's the same. So, here's how it goes.
We haven't even really talked about the plot.
An indeterminate amount of time after
1 year.
this is stated later in a throwaway line by Glinda. But to start the movie, you do not know how much time has passed from the end of part 1 and the start of part 2. It is 1 year, but the viewer does not know this to start, okay? In that time, Madame Morrible has been a one-note vocalist about Elphaba and how she's the wicked witch and done some very basic character assassination upon her. Why is it basic? Because for one, Elphaba wasn't really famous beforehand. So no one knew what her deal was. In fact, in the first movie, Elphaba and Glinda go to the Emerald City and no one cares about them at all. And then they see the wizard and then things spiral out of control and then Elphaba flies away and Madame Morrible's like, she's the devil. And that's how that movie ends.
I mean,
This cycle of she's the devil is repeated for a year. So now, everyone in Oz, with no exceptions that were shown, believes wholeheartedly, 10 toes in the sand, Elphaba is the devil incarnate. Okay? And the wizard may as well be Jesus. Elphaba spends this year hanging out in the woods.
and freeing animals.
Yeah, but they're not
Small
really.
acts of terrorism.
It's the smallest.
They're really small.
Just the small. We see they're paving the wizard's yellow brick road. Okay, they've got 4 rhinoceros oxen pulling this paving machine, right? And they are, being driven slowly by the guards of the Emerald City, and Elphaba shows up and uses magic to free 3 of the 4. She does not free the 4th. And those 3 rhinoceros oxen meander away. They ain't running. They're just sort of like strolling on. They've been gifted freedom. Now, Elphaba does this in some flyby magic smitings. This will be the only functional or effective uses of magic in the movie.
Hey now. She does some magic later to get laid. So they float. They all floaty in the sky.
Oh.
I'm just saying it's not the only functional
That's her one party trick. She does it to Nessa Rose a little bit later, and it's enough to ruin her life.
A little bit before.
Later from where we are right now.
Oh, yes.
So that she's like almost freeing. She is as helpful to the animals of Oz, who, bearing in mind, are capable of speech and
degrees,
human level intellect. They're just like not doing it because they get harmed by the human populace when they do that on the wizard's orders. These are intelligent creatures, and Elphaba is like almost helpful to them. The animals, bro, I've got a tangent and a half about the animals. The whole movie, the animals do nothing but get their shit pushed in and cry. You don't ever see them be harmed, and you don't ever see them suffer, really.
Okay, the ones in the beginning are enslaved.
Yeah, but they're moving along, and once they're freed, you know what they continue to do? Move along. And then the ones that are in the room at the end.
Yeah, they're many cages.
They're in cages, and that's terrible. And then they are freed, and they run along. Listen, for the amount that the wizard convinces everyone that the animals are the cause for any and all of the suffering that they could have possibly experienced in Oz, the animals didn't do anything to be like, no, nuh-uh. They were just like, he's being mean, and so we're going to hide out in the houses and not talk in public. And then, worse than that, we're going to begin to get enslaved and kicked out of all the places where the intelligent creatures are, and so we're going to shut up forever. And then we're going to dig a hole to hell, and we're going to go there instead. Threw in the towel, baby. Might have human intellect, do not have human drive to not get their shit rocked. Why is that? I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's good. Why'd they get written like that? That's tragedy, and that's on the author. Bad job. Bad. Glinda is the face of Oz. The face of the wizard.
Yeah.
The middleman of the wizard. You know how presidents of all varieties have press secretaries? And like people mostly hate those people. Glinda is the wizard's press secretary. Only everyone loves Glinda because
like an insane amount.
Because everyone's always loved Glinda. So
they're also like disguising. Are you gonna talk about
it's yeah, a little bit.
Okay, I'll wait.
Glinda does not do magic. We remember from the first movie, she wants to do magic. She wants to do magic real bad.
Desperately.
But magic in this world is not something you can learn? Question mark? It's sort of open-ended, like maybe someone can learn it, but no one's ever done it before. All the people who have ever been magic before were just innately that way, okay? So, you know who's not innately magic? Glinda. And we get to see a little snippet of her as a child at a birthday party having a lot of embarrassment because she gets gifted a little magic wand, a pretend magic wand, and she tries to do magic and magic doesn't happen. And so then, you know, it's her first ever attempt at spin. She does magic, it doesn't work. She does magic a second time, it doesn't work. And the kids are like, "Oh, wow, a rainbow." And they're like, "Did you do that?" And she goes,
You know, I love rainbows.
"That's neither confirming or denying her career in politics set at age 7."
It also doesn't help that whole it gives me the ick, but that whole conversation that her mom has with her where she's like, all you have to do is smile. Like, that's all
Yeah,
you have
everyone
to...
loves you.
Yeah. And then you just see her like practicing a smile and the reflection is just like, oh, it's just so toxic, dagger to my heart for young Glinda.
Oh, it's gross. Um, so so Glinda's the PR person of the wizard. And Fiero, you guys remember Fiero?
Oh,
Handsome, devil may care, rule breaker extraordinaire.
we remember
He's
Fiero.
super cop now.
Well, when you say it like that, he's just doing it because he's in love.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he's in love with Elphaba, and if he joins the force to go and the special police force to go hunting for her, he can find her before anybody else and get her out.
You know, Fiero is a prince. And he ought to have the resources and wherewithal to just do that all on his own.
It's not exactly a parallel one-for-one with America, James.
I'm not drawing a parallel 1-to-1 for America right now. What a loser. What an absolute loser.
I was just saying...
Your whole character, you sing a song about a not abiding by any rules whatsoever. You convince the entire school to fuck off past curfew and go to an abandoned yet wildly popular ballroom to do a bit of a masquerade. And we're gonna have a little rager, and everyone loves you because you're the guy who flirts with everyone you look at and also breaks all the rules. You're the bad boy everyone wants, and you went to the prep school and everyone wishes they were you or wishes they could fuck you because you're the bad boy who does what he wants and breaks all the rules. And now you're the captain of the 5-0. Oh my god. Why did they do my boy like that? Oh, what a waste. Also, point of order. These guys have guns. And do they use them ever? No. They're afraid for their lives that Elphaba is going to kill them. And anytime Elphaba shows up, you know what they do? Fucking whimper and shake like chihuahuas pissing in the carpet. What a bitch-made police force. They have guns, and she's the FBI's most wanted. Shoot on sight. We want her dead. The populace would have done a better job finding and killing her. What are you even doing? Gale Force. That's what it's called. The fucking Gale Force.
You get it? 'Cause Dorothy Gale and wind and
Is that her last name?
tornadoes, yes.
Oh.
It's a wink and a nod.
I fucking hate wink and a nod stuff. It's like your favorite comedy is a wink and a nod comedy. It's so irritating to me. Yes, America.
I just really feel the need to explain for those of you that never come watch the live streams, that just listen to this and have never actually seen us. If you ever did, you would see that throughout most of these James tangents, I just sit here and try to try to talk and defend, and
Sometimes you also shrink out of camera because what I'm saying is so near bleeding edge of like dangerous, we might get demonetized type of behavior that you're like, I don't wish to be associated with you, but I'm sitting next to you and I'm married to you and I love you. Please stop.
many moments of me just opening and closing my mouth.
It's happening a lot tonight.
I would love to jump in, but by the time I get the chance to, we're like 6 arguments away from where we started.
Here's one of the
Oh
problems.
my god.
With this movie, and it's directly related to what you said. There's a million fucking things that go on in this movie. None of them are really connected to each other. It's a mess. It's a spaghetti plate of bullshit mess. And there's not like a lovely set of songs to keep it all cemented together. There's not. This is a kebab of chips, bro. You shoving a fucking stick through potato chips to get a coherent story. This shit sucks. You've got 2 on there. And the 2 are Super Cop Fierro and a predictable ending. What the fuck?
I would like to point out that it's been 30 minutes.
I haven't fucking gotten into the weeds at all.
And you've
this recording is a mess.
You've just
it's beautiful content. It's a fucking mess.
You've just done the previously on Wicked portion of this stream.
Literally. Oh my god. Okay. Lock in.
Can you?
In an oopsie accidentally moment, Fierro finds out he has been PR engaged to Glinda. Glinda is convinced Fierro loves her.
Or at least that she can, like,
or that she
make
can
him.
get him. Yeah. Fierro, to his credit, still just would like to fuck the green lady.
He's
Because
not being
that's-
honest with Glinda either, though.
Yeah, but that's because he's a piece of shit.
Please see previous rant.
He's always been that guy. And now he will continue to be that guy and everyone's mad about it? Fucking grow up. Ooh. They're publicly engaged.
As a surprise.
Surprise. Elphaba, on one of her jaunts around Oz, I guess, it's all she fucking does is just go around to places. She doesn't do anything.
Hey, she's
And
gonna
then-
do some skywriting right now. Thank you.
I forgot that happens.
It gets auto-corrected.
Okay, Elphaba. It does. Elphaba's convinced that, like,
She can just tell people.
Elphaba's convinced that she can just, like, have a public appearance where she's like, no, I'm good, and the wizard's a con man, and everyone will just be like, oh, yeah. Because, like, she's right, but she's with no proof convinced that this will work. And so the whole movie is Elphaba being like, all I need to do is talk to them or talk to the wizard and get the wizard to say it, or talk to them and I'll say it and they'll believe me. And everyone that she talks to about it goes, I don't think that'll work. And she's like, yes, it will. And then guess what? It doesn't work. Surprise! You child. Unite you. They have banners satirizing your face, saying that you're the devil.
They made a pop-up book.
The children want you to burn you at the stake. Are you... Hello? You have to live in a tree. You can bend nature to your will, I think, and you live in a tree. It's a hovel.
She's happy in her hovel.
Great. Your baseline for survival is like buried in the earth. Congratulations. Hooray. You live in a tree, bro.
She came down in a bubble, bro.
You don't even have animal companions because they don't want to talk anymore. And you're like, I'm going to be your champion, but part-time. And actually, no, I'm not going to do anything to help you, really. My PR, I'm going to wage a PR campaign back to convince them that you guys are good. Shut up, stupid. What the fuck? No.
I feel like you would have liked this way more if Elphaba just fireballed the wizard.
Yes! Holy shit! If Elphaba did a thing, if Elphaba did a violent revolutionary thing, even one, it would have justified half the movie happening. But at no point, okay, it's so fucked, the whole thing. Elphaba at no point in time does anything worthy of the slander thrown at her from Oz, or from the Emerald City.
Neither did the animals. They just like having a villain.
Yes, but that's a focal point of the first movie. And that's an interesting and intricate plot point, is that the wizard shows up and needs there to be a villain so he can exert control. And he can't find a good enough villain, so he villainizes the thing that is other to him. We talked about this morning, and it's one of the reasons I was shouting in the car. The wizard shows up and points fingers at the animals for being the reasons for suffering. Is he correct? No, but it's enough for everyone to believe it. Now, we've got one bitch in all of the land who's a different color. Green. And to be clear, in Oz, there's people of all sorts of races.
Yes.
There's black people, there's Latin-looking people, there's people who look like all kinds of humans. But there's one green motherfucker. And she's the devil because Madame Morrible needs a villain.
And she stole the Grimoire.
Yes, she stole the magic book that no one can read. Oh, boo fucking who. Morrible couldn't read it. Morrible can do magic with clouds. And wind.
Do not underestimate that. She's killed people.
At least one.
That we know of.
Maybe several.
I can imagine.
But she has to work really hard for it.
Her and Dolores Umbridge get tea on occasion.
Yeah, really. Fuck's sakes. So, Elphaba tries to do a bit of PR at this opening of the Yellow Brick Road where the engagement's announced. And she does some skywriting where she carves the words, "The wizard lies," into the clouds. But no one sees it somehow, except for Madame Morrible, who looks up and goes, whoosh, 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 and autocorrects "The wizard lies" into "Oz dies."
To be fair, it was our wizard lies or something like that, so that they had the O to do the autocorrect, but you know.
Sure. And then everyone sees that because obviously, duh. And then Morrible's like, "She's fucking here, she's gonna kill us all." And everyone has a panic attack and runs away.
And Fiero and the guard go after her.
And Fiero's like, "Everybody get on your horses, we gotta go!" And they run off into the woods and they almost catch her. Because her idea of escaping is to sit.
Camouflage.
Yeah, camouflage of
She
like
PETA's them.
She sits. She doesn't even do that. PETA would have painted himself into the tree. She like hides behind a vine.
She's green like the trees. She wears earth tones.
I forgot she is green.
She blends in.
After I made a big deal about it, she's in the forest. She is green.
Camouflage.
She's just sort of hiding. She vogues like twice and she disappears. Jesus Christ.
I love this movie, to be fair.
This movie sucks fat wieners, dude. Not even long ones,
I
just
just
fat
need
ones.
everyone to know that I don't hate it.
So, on yet another jaunt out and about, Elphaba discovers that a group of the animals have made a hole in the yellow brick road, and
Dig a tunnel,
this is a
dig a
this
tunnel.
hole leads to a tunnel that leads to the land beyond Oz, which we are meant to take as like purgatory.
There's nothing there that anyone knows of.
There's light and sand.
They're on the Dune planet. It's just it's just a portal.
It's a portal to Arrakis, the dark side of Arrakis. So, oh, what a much better movie.
No.
Yes.
Simply no.
Simply yes.
Simply absolutely.
They don't have any
not.
waste of space songs in Dune.
I would probably like it more if they did.
Yeah, you would, because you're a musical theater nerd. So she's talking to these animals, and she's like, "What are you doing? Why?" And Dulcibert, her nursemaid, is like, "Oh yeah, I still remember how to talk. We're leaving." And she's like, "But why? What have you like stood up for yourselves?" And they're like, "Don't feel like it. We're gonna leave." And then she's like, "What up? What? And they're like, "Okay, all right, thanks." And they leave.
Except she does it musically. It's more like,
Oh yeah, she's like, and then they're like, "Oh, that was different. We're leaving." And then the Cowardly Lion shows up, and he's like, "No,
Okay.
she's the devil."
Can we talk about the slander of the original Cowardly Lion? Like, what is this whole? She took me out of the cage and ruined my life, and that's
Who
why
told you that? Who told you that? Who?
She saved you, dude.
Who? Now, admittedly, he did run off, and no one helped him. But who told you that you had a cushy life, and she took you from your cushy life and ruined your life? Someone had to tell you that, because you were like an infant when she set you loose in the forest. Okay? Someone told you what to say. And so he's out there convincing these animals that like, she's the devil, and they believe him. Because in Oz, the first thing someone tells you, you always believe. So Elphaba goes on another jaunt to visit Nesseros because she's not felt kicked enough. So she has to go to her sister who can't move her legs.
We did miss the whole setup of what Nesseros and Bach have been up to before she goes and visits, though.
Oh, all right. Yeah, well, a little interlude here then. Nesseros is the governor of Munchkinland because her dad died of being a bastard. And Nesseros, having witnessed him be a bastard the whole time, will be brokenhearted that her bastard father is dead.
He's only a bastard to the other girl.
True. But he is a bastard nonetheless. Bach is functionally a guard / manservant for her. This movie is just a bunch of people in love with people who do not fucking care about them at all. She's in love with Bach. Bach couldn't give a fuck. And he hasn't the whole time.
I was like, to be fair,
He led her on, but he's at least consistent in that he does not give a fuck about her.
I will say he also led her on to a point, but I think that has since like stopped, other than like he came and comforted her when her dad died.
Yeah, which is her whole thing. And so Bach in this first scene with Nesseros is like, "I think I'm gonna go." And she's like outside? And he's like, "No, I think I'm gonna leave for like ever." And she's like, "But you comforted me when my dad died." And he was like, "Yeah, that was like great. So I'm gonna go." And she's like, "What? What? It runs in the family." And Bach's like, "Okay, bye." And he leaves. And he's gonna go to the Emerald City because he's like, "I'm gonna, you know what? I've done my time hanging out with Nesseros. I'm gonna go hang out with Glinda because surely she loves me," which is simply not true. And so Bach goes to leave, and Nesseros issues an edict
Like, instantly.
Basically, as soon as Bach left the room, she's issued this edict, which prohibits any Munchkin from leaving Munchkin land. And also, like, bans something else. Oh,
It's
animals.
the animals.
It's the animal travel ban and Munchkins. So she's now banned all Munchkins from leaving Munchkinland. And so Bach is denied travel to the Emerald City. And he's standing there at the train station, and the guards are like, how about you fucking fuck off, eh? And he's like, oh. No one ever says a thing in this movie, and yet somehow they go for 2 hours talking and singing, and somehow no one says anything. It's really remarkable.
Jesus Christ.
It's a work of art.
Why don't we get through Bach,
So-
and then get through Bach, and before we go back to the visit with Elphaba and Nessa, we'll stop.
So Bach comes back in the middle of Elphaba visiting Nessa Rose. And Nessa Rose is like mad. Nessa Rose is mad at Elphaba for not going to Nessa Rose's dad's funeral.
Elphaba doesn't know that it's not her dad. Yet.
Correct. But even still, as the first movie so very clearly showed us through actual movie magic and showing us and telling us at the same time, their father hated her
Yes.
and treated her subhuman.
Yes.
And Nessa Rose has the audacity, the unmedicated gall to bitch at Elphaba for not being there when Daddy Dearest died. And Elphaba's like, I don't think that's fair. And Nessa Rose is like, gonna stick by that opinion. Anyway, why don't you love me? Why do you hate me? Why do you leave me here to be in suffering? And she's like, aren't you the governor? And Nessa Rose is like, I hate you and everything. Why won't you even try to fix my legs? And that is like a point that I agree with. Like, you've been magic for a year and you haven't tried one whole time to fix her legs?
But also, like, she's being hunted down, and also, Nessa Rose is kind of a bitch.
Yeah, but like, part of the reason Elphaba wanted to become magic like the wizard, or to learn how to control her magic from the wizard, was so that she could fix Nessa Rose's fucking legs.
True.
And then she stole the Grimoire, did not study it, did not learn to read it, did not do any sort of practice with magic.
It's a fashionable purse.
Dude, the wizards in Harry Potter learn the disarm charm day 2 at school. Elphaba has been magic her whole life and has had the Grimoire for a year and is at the level of day 2 Hogwarts students in this movie. And that is a waste. You had a cool ass concept and you could have done some dope shit and you were like, make her an idiot. Fucking stupid.
Okay, well. Go take some breaths. While I type things.
This movie sucks.
This is what I told you guys. If I get him,
Musical's bad.
if I even get him remotely started, he just goes for like an indeterminate amount of time. No, it's right.
I didn't even fucking... The plot. There's so much plot that has to happen.
I know, but we were gonna like hit like 50 minutes here in a second. So.
Damn.
Can you do that? Can you do that, computer? Okay. Why does he do this to me? I can't talk to you if the door is open, and he constantly just leaves the door open. Okay. Alright. So, it's voting time for y'all. We're gonna do two from the old list, two from the new list. We're gonna do Great and Powerful Oz, which I think will be even funnier after this recording, so do with that information what you will. Let's do the new Mary Poppins, because why not? We're trying to finish Roald Dahl. I know that. So let's get there. And then just pick one new one too. I need to scratch off Moana too. We did that one. Sorry, some of these I'm just like rereading and being all like, who recommended this? I don't know what this one is, but it's one that I know has been recommended. So, all right, there you go. Okay, but like, what is it?
What is that? Wait. What is that? Why would you put Lake Placid on there?
Because it was on our list.
Why is Lake Placid on our list?
Because someone asked us to watch it. Do we need to overrule the vote?
Do you want to watch Lake Placid, the horror movie?
I can.
I guess we're gonna.
We've never done a horror movie. I didn't know what it was. It was just on the list. James really hates horror movies. I might have to make you guys revote. I'm told it's not a horror movie.
Am I thinking of something else?
It's about a crocodile that is terrorizing / killing people in town. It's a suspenseful thriller.
Okay, it's a horror movie. It's a horror movie in the same way The Backrooms is a horror movie. Bill Pullman's in it. It's got a 5.8 out of 10 on IMDb.
It means it's not at least scary. It means it's bad. Like a
There's some big names in this movie.
Sharknado or something. There's lots of
Oliver Platt, Bill Pullman, Brendan Gleeson.
there's a lot of big names in
Betty
Shark.
White. Yeah, but I doubt this is funny. Maybe it's funny.
Yes, we'll find out. They're really trying to sell you on it so that they don't have to revote.
It's followed up by these.
Oh my god. Okay, yeah, it does look like a shitty horror movie.
Well, no, it has a much better.
I know, but the poster looks like those stupid horror, like the thing that came from the Black Lagoon, like.
All right, I gotta stretch for this.
Oh my god. Yeah, okay. Everyone just buckle in. I will talk to you all in like 15 to 20 minutes cuz after the intro. Cuz we're going to talk about Bach and the Tin Man transformation next, and James has many thoughts. I'm going to close the other file really quickly. All right. In 3 2
Didn't even let me get to my chair yet. You were like, countdown.
I'm America. That's James. This is CityWavesCinema. We're going to talk about Wicked for Good, and this is going to be the last you'll hear of me for probably like 15 to 20 minutes, so enjoy.
Out the gate. This episode's runtime may go for a while, as I have many opinions. Now, where were we? Ah, yes! Elphaba has come to see her sister, Nessa Rose, the governess of Munchkinland. And all-around general fucking asshole.
She's a bitch. I fucking hate Nessa Rose.
Here's the thing with Nessa Rose. Why? No one knows, and no one will explain. So, Bach returns and interrupts this sibling squabble about why you no fix my legs. And Bach's like, why won't you let me leave? And Nessa Rose is like, because I need you, because I love you. And he's like, what?
He's like, I love Glinda, and I've got to go tell her before she gets married.
Yeah, which is like, Bach, read the room. And then Nessa Rose is like, I know, I'll use magic to make you love me. And it's like, Nessa Rose, read the room. And Elphaba doesn't do fuck all. And it's like, Elphaba, the only actual magical being in this room. Do something.
You know, you have a fair point because like Nessa Rhodes starts trying to read the Grimoire, and all Elphaba does is goes, "Don't stop! You're saying it wrong."
It's like Willy Wonka from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, when was it Augustus in the fucking tube and he's like, help, murder.
It's every kid, really.
That's the energy we're getting from Elphaba. She's like, no, stop that. Don't do that. Meanwhile, Nessa Rose has the Grimoire in hand, a book she cannot read, flipping through pages like, I know, this is a love spell. You can't read. We don't even know if you can read English.
I mean, she did have all those documents she was reading and signing.
She's a politician. I don't know if any of them can read.
She went to school where she had books and she was reading.
She went to school and all she did was be mad she couldn't dance. And be mad when people tried to help her. She went to school and all she did was be pissed off when people were like, oh, you can't walk. Would you like assistance? Like, yeah, she's capable of doing everything herself, but like everyone was trying to be helpful. And you were like, I think I'll kill everyone in this room and then myself. Crazy. Crazy.
Nessa Rose is canonically crazy.
Reading the Grimoire. Being like, and she says it, and Elphaba's like, no, stop. And then she says it again, harder, and Bach goes, ah, as he dies. Because he goes, ah, my heart is shrinking, because he has to tell us what's happening because we can't see inside his chest cavity. And so he does the death scene thing that you do when you don't really know how to make it more dramatic, and that is he manages to hit his limbs and body on anything loose in the room at all. Is there papers or books or pens? They're gone. They're smashed. They're thrown about, cast into the floorboards as he flails about the room, dying slowly, painfully, suffering as his heart is shrunk to the point of death. And Nessa Rose is like, hey, and Elphaba's not doing fucking anything. And
she doesn't grab her. She doesn't grab the Grimoire. She does zero things.
Finally, Nessa Rose is like, oh, I've traumatized myself too much. I have to wheel myself out of the room now. And she wheels herself to the door. And Elphaba's like, oh, fucking finally. And so she goes to the Grimoire, a book she cannot read either because she hasn't tried to learn how. And she goes, flip, 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 flip. I get the boo, get the boo, get the boo. And that causes...
Put them together, and what have you got?
An asshole. That causes a bunch of metal from around the room to collapse onto Bach's shrinking, dying frame. And then, oh my god, and then Nessa Rose is just out in the hallway like, almost understandably. And Elphaba comes out of the room and she's like, Bach? And Elphaba's like, he's sleeping now. Like a nurse. That's exactly what the fuck she says. It's the line. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that's what she said. She came out of the room and she was just like, he's sleeping now. Are you fucking insane? What did you do? What happened? What do you mean he's sleeping now? You didn't mention he turned to metal?
No, she just says,
you created a homicidal maniac and you didn't have you didn't mention that? You were just like, he's sleeping now. Like he just had a bad medical episode and they ran morphine into him.
But what's better is...
Are you fucking kidding me?
Damn it.
Are you actually fucking for real? That was in the script? They filmed the scenes and they watched them in Video Village and they weren't like, I don't think this plays. John Chu was sitting there looking at the monitors going, yeah, that's good. Let's do another take, but like, can you be more monotone? Yeah. I need you to act like you don't care about anything that's happening. Yeah. Are you for real? Listen, I don't know how it goes in the stage play. I don't even know if that's the line on the stage play when Bach turns into the Tin Man, okay? But that's what happened in the movie. And we're talking about the fucking movie. And she comes out and she's like, he's sleeping now.
And Nessarose asks his heart, and she goes, he doesn't need it anymore.
I'm gonna have a conniption.
I just wanted to say that for like 10 minutes.
A long time ago, we watched a movie that earned a category of its own in the tier list rankings.
I've really got to figure out what to title that tier.
And it was Cats. We have since added a movie to that tier, so it cannot be Cats. But the originator of the worst category in the tier list was Cats. That movie was bad because it was a constant stream of the dumbest shit you've ever seen and heard. Constantly. The whole time. This movie is trying its ass off to be that level. Every single thing that happens in this movie is the dumbest thing you've seen in the last half hour. And it will continue to be that way until the end of the movie. Unrelenting. Unrelenting. So, Elphaba turns him into the Tin Man. On accident.
And
I'm going to say it's on accident because she doesn't know how to read the Grimoire. Okay? Like, she can't do anything. She's the most unequipped protagonist because you didn't write her to know how to do anything. You were like, what if we took a character and just gave them a good heart and set them loose, but forgot to add other character stats to the character? They had a 0 on everything else, but they were like nice.
They're magical.
They wouldn't learn to do any fucking magic either. And then you give them a book of magic, and it's in a language they can't read. And they spend a year living in a tree, not translating it. Flying around, trying to do PR for animals. For real? This movie won Tonys? This musical won Tonys? This musical was on Broadway for an eternity?
It didn't win Best Musical.
What did?
Avenue Q, I think.
Listen, I love the Muppets. But only the Jim Henson Muppets. Now.
Or maybe it was Wicked when Avenue Q was that year. I don't know.
Elphaba determines that she's had enough of this silliness in Munchkinland, and she's going to go to the Emerald City. And after she leaves, Bach will wake up and not use the door properly.
I was right. Avenue Q won over Wicked. Yeah, Bach just forgets how to use doors. And then...
I don't even remember when that happens in the fucking plot. But,
Which
so,
one?
Elphaba goes to the Emerald City.
Wait, you didn't talk about...
I didn't talk about what?
You didn't talk about how Nessarose comes out and goes, it wasn't me, it was...
Oh my god.
It wasn't me.
Oh my god. There's so much dumb shit in this fucking movie that I keep forgetting about the next dumb thing.
That's
and I'm
what I
moving on to the one after.
What's funny is that's what I thought you were going to rant about with this part.
Oh my god, this shit's
ranted at
fucking
me.
unbelievable. This shit's fucking unbelievable, dude. Okay, Bach wakes up as the Tin Man. A poorly designed Tin Man, I must say. The OG was great. And this is like an eldritch horror. So Bach wakes up, and instead of using his hands that work to open the door, as he has done many, many times before, he uses his hands that work to hold his woodsman's axe and smash the door to pieces. And then he comes out, and he's looking at Nessarose, and he's like, "What did you do to me? What did you do to me?" And Nessarose is like, runs in the family, and she goes, "It wasn't me. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. It was her. It was Elphaba." Bitch, neither one of you can read the Grimoire, but you started it.
I'm very sorry for all the headphone users.
I'm not. You clicked on this shit. You knew what you were getting into, baby.
Imagine this is their first
So
episode.
if this is your first episode, dog, I am sorry. This is a lot. So Elphaba fucks off to the Emerald City. And she just goes to see Glinda because they're homies. We can't forget that they are homies. And so she sees Glinda, and this is where we learn that it's been a year since the events of the previous movie, because Glinda's like, a whole year and you can't just like use the door. Um, and so Glinda keeps trying to get Elphaba to join the wizard, and like she'll figure something out. And Elphaba rightly is like, no, what? No, that's stupid. Her plan isn't better, but she at least acknowledges that one of the two stupid plans is stupid. Then Elphaba gives up on that, just like she gives up on literally anything when it gets hard.
They sing a song. They sing a song. The song convinces her.
Everyone in Oz can be convinced. This is a thing in Oz. Every person who is from Oz can be convinced of anything so easily. The only person who cannot be convinced of stuff in the whole movie is the wizard.
Oh, I was gonna say Fiero.
No, Fiero's just discerning to an extent. People can be plenty discerning, but everyone can be convinced of shit.
True.
Everyone can be convinced of literally anything. And no one tries to convince Fiero of anything.
True.
He also doesn't think. Remember? That's his whole thing, is I don't think, I just feel. And then the librarian's like, I feel some things.
Oh my god.
So, he's the one who tried to fuck the librarian. I didn't do it.
There is a difference between seduce and fuck.
One tends to come after the other. So, after they sing a little song about how they could just be so good at this together,
They could fix all the problems.
there will be no evidence for this.
Also, like, what are you gonna tell people?
Alphabet, yeah, the PR machine doesn't work this good.
I'm like, literally, what are you going to tell people?
Glinda doesn't have a plan. She's just upset.
I
Glinda's
don't-
just feeling feelings for the first
I don't
time.
think Glinda has a plan. I want to know how the wizard is gonna spin this shit.
Well, he's the king of spin.
That's what I almost wish I could get like an alternative timeline.
Can I just see the movie from the wizard's perspective? Because it's mostly going to be just Jeff Goldblum going like, which is like standard Jeff Goldblum fare, and I think we could all do with that.
Just wanna know what he was gonna say.
So Elphaba is like, all right, fine. I will join with the wizard on one condition. We must free the flying monkeys. And the wizard's like, yes, how would it work? Yes. Done. And
It's almost exactly what he said.
I'm telling you. And so he frees the flying monkeys. And Elphaba's like, I'm sorry this happened to you. I can't undo it. I'm very sorry. Go in peace. And the flying monkeys are like, okay, bye. Except for Chistery. You might recall from the first movie, Chistery was like a cool guard, and he was the first one to turn into a flying monkey and be just fueled by rage and wings. So the wizard, oh, by the way, tonight's the night that Fiero and Glinda get married. Ha ha ha.
Yeah,
So
it's been going on.
it's a C tier plot in this movie. So Elphaba's a little like unhappy about that, but like she doesn't do much about it. The wizard's like, all right, we'll make our first public appearance together downstairs. Let me slip into something a little bit better. And so he goes into his closet, and Chistery rocks back up, and he's like, ruff! And he makes monkey noises at Elphaba, and she's like, Chistery, what? And he hits a thing, a portrait on wheels. Well, the portrait is a wheel. He hits this portrait that's a wheel, and Elphaba's like, push! And inside is a room full of caged animals, including her former professor, Dr. Dillamond, the goat. And she's like, oh, oh, I forgot why I came here in the first place because they gave me the razzle dazzle. They fooled me. I thought you'd like that and you didn't.
I did, but also I think that she didn't know that they were caging and locking up animals in a dungeon when she agreed to the deal.
She's freed animals from slavery. I think she knows. She just probably didn't know that there were some next to her. But of course, we cannot discount the fact that Elphaba's stupid.
Oh my god.
So you might be right.
They're gonna come for you.
Oh no. I like stupid shit too. It's okay. So Elphaba frees the animals. And none of the animals will kill the wizard. Even though many of them have the opportunity.
I'm surprised the flying monkeys didn't fucking kill the wizard. At any point.
I'm just so let down with the whole plot surrounding the animals and the enslavement of them and the forcing them to reduce their culture so far that they don't even talk anymore. Because it had the potential to be so instrumental and important in the first movie, and it built and built and built. And then in the second movie, they gave up. We saw nothing in between the first and second movies. We did a whole year and saw no flashbacks, we saw no nothing. And they gave up. And then when given the opportunity to solve some of their problems when freed, they don't, and they just run off. And it's like, why write it? If it's going to have no payout, if it's going to, and hey, you know what? Credit where credit's due. Maybe it's written to be a piss poor, annoying plotline to like mystical, magical hand wave the viewer. Maybe you're supposed to look at it and go, God, the animals just don't do anything. So you don't pay close enough attention to the fact that no one does anything. And the rest of them are like people. It's such a waste. It's such a waste. Why even fucking think about it? Why write it down? What's the point? So the animals do ruin Firo and Glinda's wedding.
Which doesn't help their image.
They're animals. They don't do PR. Only the wizard and Glinda do PR.
I know, but it's like kind of one of those things where it's like, come on, guys, help the cause a little bit. Like
they don't. I'm fucking saying it again and again, and it sounds insane. Help the cause? They don't care about the cause. They're the ultimate victim. They get subjugated and just accept it. Like, help the cause. Running through and causing a ruckus is like, that's all they could do. They don't have a cause. The cause is to just fucking be dumb animals. We're just gonna be dumb animals somewhere. Well, just let me go be a dumb animal over there. They don't have what cause? Who's militant in the animals? Where are the dead guards that the animals have slain that require the animals to be subservient and enslaved? Where's the uprisings? Where's the burned villages? Where are the dead munchkins? Like, this whole... Never mind. It's a waste of time. Elphaba is chased by Firo back to the wizard. And Elphaba's like, fuck you. And the wizard's like, now. And then Fiero gets there and he's like, fuck you. And the wizard's like, how did you get back here? And then Fiero's like, get in the cage. And he's like, all right, he's got a gun. Don't worry, buddy. He won't use it. They don't know how. Maybe they don't have bullets. That could be the thing. They're little showpieces. They're like those show rifles that you spin around. Yeah, that's what it is. They don't have bullets. So, Fiero and Elphaba escape. Glinda assumes they're having a relationship moment. And
well, she
Elphaba's,
thinks they were having an affair.
which is kind of funny because, like, no, Elphaba's sort of like been gone for like a year and has only come to see you like a handful of times. What makes you assume they're fucking? And that will not be answered. And so, briefly, Glinda will be a bad person, in which she suggests to the wizard and Madame Morrible that the way to lure out Elphaba to get got is to spread a rumor that Nessa Rose is in trouble.
And then they will simply not do that
And-
and instead fucking murder her.
Yeah, Morrible goes like, what if we did that, but like way worse and way out of proportion? And so Madame Morrible starts the movie The Wizard of Oz by summoning a tornado from Kansas. And she will take this Kansas tornado and throw the house that Dorothy is in at Nessa Rose, who is in the streets wheeling about, screaming about Bach, who has fucked off. Now, while this is happening,
This was the other part that you yelled at me about while I was half asleep.
Fiero gets laid. For the whole prelude to this scene, I kept going, there's no way they're gonna fuck. They're not gonna fuck, right? And then it starts, and Fiero takes his jacket off, and I went, oh my god, they're gonna bone. They're gonna fuck in the tree. And then they do. You have time for this? What was I complaining about last night?
I was half asleep. Did you miss that part?
I guess.
I mean, you complained about the floating. Are you gonna look for your notes?
Jesus, there's a lot of mean jokes in here. So
Oh, see, I think her comfy big sweater. I'm responding to someone in chat. I think her comfy big sweater is cute. I would like
it's
one.
full of holes.
I like
It's what a
it.
stupid fucking sweater. It looks like a comfy cozy sweater if you knit a sweater for the first time.
It's like a chunky knit blanket, but a sweater. I want one.
It's like if you set out with no guideline to make a chunky knit blanket sweater and you did it for the first time. And so Elphaba and Fiero bone, and then Elphaba has a vision of a tornado with a house in it approaching Munchkinland. And and Fiero's like, what's going on? And she's like, you'll never believe it, but I see a cyclone with a house spinning around in it. And then she sees it go towards Munchkinland in her vision. And then they're like, huh, wonder what that's about. And they hang out for a little while. In the meantime, The Wizard of Oz has started, and Nessa Rose has been crushed to death by a house. It is the only death we will see. in this movie. And while it is, we don't see the other one. While it is incredibly deserved to a point, uh, really? That's the one we're gonna. Okay. All right. Okay. So,
You just wanted it to be the wizard.
Morrible.
Mm.
The wizard is a con man from middle America. Like, making him go back home is the correct choice.
Also, if you kill him, then there'll just be so much unrest.
Yeah.
Glinda does do several good things later.
Yeah, Glinda has like a 5-minute hero arc. So, oh god, where was I? Fucking
Wizard of Oz has started.
yes. So Glinda shows up, like in the Wizard of Oz, and gives Nessarose's sparkly shoes to Dorothy, and sends her to go find the wizard. Then Elphaba shows up, and she's like, "You got some fucking sack giving that girl my sister's shoes." And one of the funniest things in the movie does happen in this scene. Because Elphaba and Glinda get in a little catfight. And Elphaba, because she can fly, does this big arcing backflip. But she does a witch cackle for no reason. Literally for no reason. And then lands and is like grinning like, haha, look what I can do. And Glinda is just standing there like clearly annoyed that she did the arcing backflip. And Ariana Grande's mockery of this witch cackle is pure gold. It was so funny. She sits there and she just goes, "Ah! What is that even?" And it's just so fucking funny. So good. Then the guards show up late. And then Fiyero shows up and he's like, "If you take Glinda, I'll fucking kill, or if you take Elphaba, I'll fucking ice Glinda."
Also, in the in-between, just to catch everybody up, because it will not be explained even a little bit, so I might as well give you as much explanation as I can. Fiyero has made a pact with the flying monkeys.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
That's all we know. That's all there is. It will not be explained, like, if, like, they were close when he was, like, in the guard, and he built a relationship with them, or if he did something to save them. No. He just shows up where they are, he sets his gun down, they rip off their, like, crests of the wizard, and then now they're best friends.
Pretty much.
That's it. That's all.
Pretty much.
But it's important to, like, the rest of the plot, so.
Oh, at some point, also, Fiyero was like, "Elphaba, you should go live in my abandoned castle."
Literally.
Because why would you not go live in my abandoned castle?
I have 2 castles.
So Fiyero holds back the guards by threatening to kill Glinda. Glinda finally accepts that he loves Elphaba. The guards assault Fiyero, drag him to a field and interrogate him, and hang him up on a cross.
So he can become the scarecrow. You know,
And
the
then,
movie.
And then Elphaba escapes along with the flying monkeys to Fiyero's abandoned castle, whereupon she will attempt to do a thing. And that thing is be the bad guy. Because she's finally
I thought you were going to say, and that thing is Reed again.
Oh, well, she also does that and is unsuccessful.
Technically, it did do exactly what she asked it to. The Grimmery is very wizard, or not wizard, genie rules.
The Grimmery is not like if you got a genie. The Grimmery is like if you got a gin out of a bottle. Like, it's gonna grant you a wish or several, but it's also like gonna fuck you in the meantime. So she decides she's gonna embrace her wickedness and goes to like lay a trap to kidnap Dorothy. In the meantime, we will fast forward the fuck out of this time period where Dorothy, Bach, the lion, and a scarecrow meet the wizard, who sends them to go kill Elphaba and bring him her broomstick. Bach and the cowardly lion will start a mass riot.
A mob.
A la, like, I haven't seen vitriol like this out of an angry mob since Beauty and the Beast.
I was like, since Gaston.
Literally.
Bach and Gaston get tea sometimes.
God. So, eventually, Glinda, like, grows a conscience, and she's like, my whole PR image is based in lies, and she goes to bitch at Madame Morrible about it, and Morrible's like, I own your ass.
She's also like, I literally hate you. Please stop talking to me ever. Just smile and leave me alone.
Pretty much. So then Glinda puts on a black cloak that she just has.
And black boots.
That she just has. Like for special occasions like funerals.
And black gloves.
Over her sparkly pink. And goes and gets on a horse and rushes off to the abandoned Fiero castle that she somehow knows where it is.
And that Elphaba's there.
And knows that Elphaba's there.
At no point is this information given to Glinda.
So she goes to warn Elphaba about the mob, but Elphaba's already kidnapped Dorothy and imprisoned her to try and get her to give the shoes back.
Which is all she wants.
Dorothy will not give the shoes back, which is crazy if you think about it. So,
I mean, doesn't Glinda in the original one, I'm 95% sure, say something about how those are like the key to keeping her safe and or getting her home or something?
I don't know. Maybe. It's been years since I saw that movie. So then Glinda and Elphaba are like jabbing at each other back and forth verbally. And then Chistery shows up and is like, Fiero's dead, by giving a scrap of his coat to Elphaba.
I wanted to talk to you about this because I think there's a message on there from Fiero.
Yeah.
Okay. I wanted to make sure you caught that.
I think there probably is too, because there's no other way that Elphaba, having been there for all of 17 minutes, would know where to go for this plan.
And to wait there until he comes for her.
But also, it's dumber than rocks, because isn't he supposed to be brainless? What do you mean he came up with the only functional and working plan of the whole plot?
I mean, he says it's better to be thoughtless. But, like, at the end, even Glinda's like, he started thinking. I don't like it that he's that's her big old thing, is he started to develop less carefree attitudes because Elphaba and him rescued a lion one time.
So, Elphaba sticks Glinda in a closet, and they're like, they have a very sapphic farewell, where you're like, are they gonna bone? They don't. But it looks like maybe they might.
And such a beautiful song.
It's wasted on this movie. And so they have like a moment, and then we get to watch Dorothy douse the witch in water, and Elphaba performs one of the most performative and hog shit death wails I've ever heard.
Yeah, it's really good that Dorothy's a child. Because I don't know if this would fly if it wasn't, like, a kid.
Also, I don't know how, like, it doesn't really matter. So,
I will say
now Elphaba's dead. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that the whole scene with Dorothy and killing Elphaba, was very I know you hate it, but it was a wink and a nod to the Broadway people, because that's pretty much exactly how it looks when you go see Wicked. It's just like a scrim and then the silhouette of Dorothy and Elphaba.
Okay.
Sorry.
Hey, you know what? You gotta put stuff in there for the hardcores. And if you don't, you're doing a disservice to your fan base.
The other thing that's like for the hardcore Wicked fans is that we never like see Dorothy's face, which is very much a thing in the musical. Okay.
I was gonna say something mean, so I'm glad you finished your thought. So now Glinda will come out of the closet and Chistry will show up and he will give Glinda the green alchemical liquor bottle that Elphaba just like always carried on her as a memento
From her mom.
from her mom. And Glinda will hold it in her hand and recognizes that this is the same bottle or same type of bottle at least that the wizard uses to calm his nerves. And so she will grow not only a spine, but a conscience and a character arc for the next 10 minutes. And she will stomp her way back to the Emerald City, confronts the wizard, and is like, hey, guess what? You're a shitty father. And then fucks off to leave him to stare into the metaphorical fire.
Well, she tells him, she's like, you're leaving Oz today. And he's like, what am I going to tell the people? And she's like, I don't care. You can figure that out. You do it all the time. Also,
lie to them. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, like, also you killed your daughter. Bye. And like, just walks out. It's such a power move from Glinda. I love it. Actually, everything that happens in this little end sequence, I really, really love. I think Ariana did a good job with it too.
No one could have performed this role besides Ariana Grande. And we will take another 20 years before we find the next person who can do it.
Agreed. She did a great job.
So, he leaves Oz. Glinda sends the monkeys after Morrible and does have a nice little scene where she's like, I think you're maybe a paper-skinned bitch. And Morrible's like, a little, what of it? And the monkeys are like, time to die.
Well, I really love, like, and I'm gonna geek out a moment, because there's that whole moment where she, like, quotes back things that Morrible has said to her. She's like, we just had a bunch of recently vacated cages. Like, I don't think you're gonna prove me, I don't remember the exact quote now, but it's exactly
yeah,
what...
she just rinse and repeats the fucking monologue that
Yeah.
Morrible said to her about doing magic class.
Yeah, it's just such a good moment.
The only character in the movie who gets even a little bit of vindication is Glinda, but she has to live with the idea that her best friend is dead.
Yep.
So, that's rough, buddy.
And that she kind of killed her.
My first girlfriend was the moon.
That's rough, buddy.
Yeah. So, Glinda goes back to Munchkinland and tells the Munchkins the tale, and they burn an effigy.
And we circle back to where the first movie started.
Yeah, and we reestablished the animal rights. And the funny thing is like, during this sequence, the animals get their rights back governmentally, because Glinda's sort of like the only figurehead of the government now. And they all just come back.
And there will be no questions from anyone. Oh, and they can also just magically speak again. Sorry, I stepped on your argument, but I just...
No, you said the whole thing. It's the animals come back, and there's not evidence that the people will, like I said, everyone in Oz can be convinced of anything with no effort. Glinda rolls up and is like, we're no longer mad at the animals. We trust them, and they They are welcome back in our society, and this, that, and the other. And everyone's just like, hooray! And the animals come back from the fucking tunnel to hell to Arrakis, and they're like, we have our diction back. And everything, and Dillamond comes back, but they couldn't afford fucking what's his face to do a line.
Peter Dinklage.
So he just stands there like
in
a
his
goat.
classroom.
Yep. And then we ruin the movie. Listen, it was not great to
I
this
was like,
point.
what?
It was not great to this point.
I thought it was ruined when it started for you.
Oh no, it was like 2 minutes later. It it was not great to this point. And then we cut back to the spot Elphaba melted. And lo and behold, whose broke fuck off ankles comes stomping into the shot? But Scarecrow Fiero. In one of the worst burlap sack CGIs I've ever seen. Of the, like, two. And he will, like a scarecrow made of bricks, make a loud and resounding smash as he smashes the floor a few times. Sounds hollow. And then a panel will open up like it's fucking Star Wars. And out of the smuggler's hatch pops an alive and no longer wet Elphaba. Though not for long, am I right? So, Fiero and Elphaba are like, oh, we're in love. And they go to Arrakis. And I wrote a note, and I would like to read it because it's just it to me. I think this sums up the movie really well. No Grimmery. Best friend thinks you're dead. Dad got ran out of Oz. At least you have burlap dick to go back to. Sand gets everywhere.
I hate sand.
It's coarse and irritating. What a stupid ending. Like, they couldn't even commit to the bit and just have her be dead. Have her melt. She melts in The Wizard of Oz.
Because it's all an act, James. You think water really just melts someone?
It did in The Wizard of Oz.
Because it was all pretend so that she could run away with Fiero.
Nope, that bitch melted. Although, I'll say this, the witch from The Wizard of Oz knew how to do magic, and Elphaba doesn't.
The witch throws fireballs in The Wizard of Oz. She sets the Scarecrow on fire at some point.
Elphaba's one of the worst magic-using characters I've ever seen. And we've played through all the Kingdom Hearts games and seen Donald Duck. Are you fucking kidding me? Do a magic. Practice. Learn to read. Yes, America.
I have two things. I have a Broadway point of order first. I will tell you this and see if it makes your opinion worse of the movie. In the Broadway show, you do semi-see Fiero turn into the Scarecrow. Like, as he's being pummeled by the guards, there's, like, straw that poofs up and, like, all these sorts of things. So you do see him, like, you know Fiero becomes the Scarecrow. There's not some magical reveal later.
Well, it's funny, because in the movie, like, as soon as Elphaba gets to the fucking abandoned city, and she's, like, having her panic attack and trying to read the Grimmery, and it's just, like, higgledy-piggledying her magic, she's like, she doesn't even start doing words in the Grimmery tongue. She just starts singing a song about, like, make it so he lives forever, make it so he never feels pain and never dies, ruin his life forever and ever, make him immortal, and make him a scarecrow. and and you get this like intercut of him getting a shit beat out of him in the field and then stuck up on the thing, and you're like, okay, clearly he's going to turn into Scarecrow, but you never see it. And then you eventually see the Scarecrow's feet, and then when they get sent out, the trio gets sent out alongside Dorothy to go kill the witch. The Scarecrow's not there. Where's he? Did he and Dorothy fuck off so Bach could get the whole crowd to jerk it to the idea of killing the witch? Like, what's going on here? This whole thing is a sham and a farce and a waste of 2 hours.
The other thing is, like, in Wizard of Oz, Dorothy runs into the Scarecrow, like,
almost immediately.
And there's so much that has to happen for Fiyero to get in that field and then Dorothy to stumble upon him. And, like, does she circle back to how to...
And they have to sing songs about how he's brainless and he's an idiot and he needs to find a brain and maybe the wizard will give him a brain.
Had a brain.
And at this point in time, Fiyero, the Scarecrow, knows the wizard can't give him a brain. So what's your fucking deal, dog? What are you doing running with Dorothy? What is any of this? This story is...
They wanted to be Rosencrantz and Guildenstern so bad.
And then but they didn't connect any of the dots.
No.
The most important thing you can do if you're gonna do Lion King 1.5, or you're gonna do Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are Dead, is you have to start with the end of the piece of work you're doing the background of, and you need to connect your story dots all the way back to the beginning. And that's your boundaries. You have to work inside those lines to make it good. And you know what they didn't do in Wicked? Color in the lines. Especially not in the back half. Look, I didn't say many mean things about the first movie because I thought the first movie was pretty good. It had great songs. It had good performances by good actors, veteran talent doing veteran shit. The only major league complaint that I can remember off the top of my head that I ever had about that movie is that it's just too much visually all the time. It's a constant barrage to your senses. They paid homage to the original Broadway cast in a really nice way. They did. The first movie is leagues ahead of this movie in terms of quality, content, function, and class.
Much like the first act of Wicked, really.
This movie, it's fucking embarrassing, dude. They filmed them back to back and didn't stop at any point in time and go, I don't think it's working.
You can also see it in the award season too, because like the first part of Wicked was nominated for so many fucking things, and then Wicked for Good came out and everyone was like, meh. I think, and I've never thought I would say this, I think also releasing them a year apart,
that was stupid.
Like following the Netflix algorithm,
stupid.
That's so bad.
You filmed them back to back. You could have pushed the release of the first one and done them as a double feature.
Or like or just like release it much later and take all that extra time to like make it as good as the first one.
You can reshoot. I don't know if you know that, John M. Chu. It doesn't have to be what you got the first time. The first movie made $1 billion. You could take some of that money and do more, but like good instead. We know you can do it because you did the first one. Like, I can't talk shit about the Broadway musical because I've not seen it, and it is due an amount of respect for how long it's been on Broadway, how revered it is, and this, that, and the other. Theater people constantly have told me the second act is just not very good. And I have to wonder, on Broadway, is the first act really so good that you buy the ticket and stay through the second half?
Well, you don't know the second half is bad. I do know.
Yeah, but at a certain point, People had to know.
Well, I do know people that do just go see like the first act of Wicked
Great.
and walk.
Here's what I'll say. You should watch the first Wicked. If you want a good musical, you want to be blown away by some visual effects, some good cinematography and stuff.
Killer voices too. I mean,
watch the first Wicked movie. It is a fine piece of work. And if you want to binge drink, find you a drinking game about the second one and put that shit on to get hammered to, because it ain't worth your time sober.
my second point
Oh, fuck, you had a second point. Oh, no.
that I would like to bring up is the real true ending of this movie is the Grimmery, which has never reacted to her before, just magically opens and lights up for Glinda. Like the minute Elphaba exits Oz.
I have that note too where I'm like, what, does Glinda just get to be magic now? What are the rules?
There are none.
Fucking stupid.
It's a fan fiction.
We gotta stop making fucking movies out of fan fiction, bro.
I mean, again, it's not a real fan fiction, but it's essentially
50 Shades of Grey fan fiction. Stop it. Isn't Twilight fan fiction too?
No.
Okay, Twilight's at least original.
She had a dream.
Twilight's at least original trash.
There was one that just came out though that was a fan fiction of something. Oh, I don't know what it is.
Didn't J.K. Rowling write a fan fiction of her own world and call it The Cursed Child?
Not canonically, but that's what a lot of like Harry Potter fans will say the Cursed Child is because it doesn't make sense to the plot, like the world that you created or the story you already wrote. You undo so many things so fast. Like it's not possible for it to be canon. It literally doesn't work. I'm not getting into it. But I am Googling something.
Okay, well, I'll vamp a little bit. Listen. I really have burned out of steam. Like, there's only so many times I can complain about how little the plot makes sense and how miserable of an experience it is to try and keep up with anything that's going on in the movie. It's just not even visually appealing like the first one. There's not even big choreographed dance numbers. Like in the first one, there's many songs where there's lots of choreography and lots of background dancers and lots of people performing, and it's like you're in the art. And this one's like a noir broody film that doesn't make any sense, and no one does anything the whole time except for Madame Morrible, who just continues to be evil the whole time. Fuck.
So, that was Wicked for Good. What would you rate it, James? You always give a rating at the end. What would you rate it?
Cats.
I normally it's out of 10. We save the tier list for later.
I'm sorry. 2.
There you go.
There's a good song.
Next time, assuming James remembers to release these in order, we will be watching fucking what was it? Lake Placid, apparently. Because no one wants to finish Roald Dahl with me. No one wants to let James watch another bad Wizard of Oz adaptation. But it's still, like, good. Guilty pleasure of mine. So, until then. Alright, this is for my little after show for you and YouTube. In the based on a fan fiction category, we have the After series, which is a 5-film franchise, and I've seen Alex Myers talk about it. A 5-film franchise that is based off of a One Direction Harry Styles fan fiction story.
That's crazy.
The Idea of You, while technically published as a novel, is based on an online fantasy that she had while searching for One Direction Harry Styles videos late at night. I don't know what it is about Harry Styles, but apparently inspires a lot of fan fiction. The Kissing Booth is a Netflix teen rom-com trilogy and was originally written and published for free on Wattpad when the author was just 15 years old.
Yikes.
Pride and Prejudice and Zombies is a spoof-turned film that mashes up Jane Austen's classic with undead horror, which isn't like a true fan fiction, but it is. If we're gonna count this as a fan fiction, then that is as well. And then Through My Window is a Spanish romance on Netflix that was also written on Wattpad by Ariana Godi before securing a publishing deal and a film adaptation shortly after.
Hold on. Listen, we can't just end on a shit note, okay? I don't know if you guys pay much attention to the world of soccer.
Oh my god.
No, this is it's beautiful.
Everyone's seen it though.
Seen what?
The People Traveling America.
Yeah, but people who aren't really paying close attention are gonna. Anyway, our friends aren't paying it. Anyways, the World Cup is a soccer World Cup, and it's happening in the United States right now. There have been some controversies about it, so don't dig too deep into that because it shifts very quickly into politics. But there are a lot, and I mean a lot, of European and Asian soccer fans, and I'm sure African as well, who are in North America, not just the United States, they're in Canada and they're in Mexico as well, for the first time. And they're experiencing a lot of American culture for the first time because all these teams from the World Cup, from all these different countries, are setting up their little headquarters for the 6-week tournament in different cities around North America. There's a team over in Houston. The Algerian team is like in the middle of nowhere in Mississippi, I think. And there's been some viral social media from the residents of that town who are like just thrilled to bits that the Algerians chose their town and they're just stoked. So it's just you can find a lot of it across a bunch of different social media platforms, but the posts that these folks from out of this continent are making about like mundane things that you and I experience like day to day is just magical. Like there's a grim satisfaction in knowing that the English team is bitching because they don't have enough air conditioning and they're like, American heat can't be that hot. There's nothing hotter than England. And it's like, you guys are dumb. But there's also like people experiencing Texas Roadhouse for the first time and being like, this is the most cost effective steak I've ever had. There's people eating real tacos for the first time who've lived in Scotland their entire life. And they're like, I've never had food this good. Like, in a day and age where everything feels like shit a lot of the time, and living here feels like shit a lot of the time, seeing people come from not here to experience stuff and seeing them be just blown away by the mundane things here, like, it warms the heart and fuels the soul a little bit to remind you that, like, we really do have, like, the good shit here. This place is good. Even if it doesn't feel like it sometimes. This place is good. Even if we make Wicked for Good the movie. Good night.
Bye, everybody.